Hello and welcome to the Circulation Drive demo. Today I am going to introduce you to our dispatch platform as well as the driver's app. Let's take a look at the dispatch platform first. When you first log into this dispatch platform, you will see this network screen. You want to click on this accepted queue where all of your trips of the day will be housed. But before I get into this page, I want to draw your attention to the left-hand side right here. Let's take a look at the administration portal by clicking on this gear icon. This right here will show you the users, rates, vehicles, and transportation provider information. Under the Users tab, you will be able to see all the information of your drivers that have been carried over from LCAT. When you first log into this application, you want to make sure that all of your driver's information is correct. If you have additional access that you want your drivers to have, you can simply click on this edit button and click on the drivers that you want to grant additional access, and you can give them access right here. Or if you have additional dispatcher and billers, you can click on this add new user and you can enter their contact information here and give them the appropriate access. You want to make sure that each individual user has separate email address so that they can have separate login to this platform. Here is the Rates tab. This will be grayed out for you, so do not worry. When you click on that Vehicles tab, this is where you can see all of the information of your vehicles. This information has also been carried over from LCAT. So you want to make sure that this information is correct when you first log in. Under the Transportation Providers tab, you'll be able to edit the time display format. So you have a choice to pick between the standard time and the military time. Okay, let's get back to the network and click on the Accepted tab. Here you will see all the trips for the day. You'll be able to filter out by rider name, location, driver name, and ride ID number. You can also filter by date, a range of date, by clicking on and selecting the dates that you want to see. Or simply click on Today's button and you will see all the trips of today. These are additional filter functions that we have, such as dispatching rides, in-transit rides, any rides that you need to assign, awaiting dispatch rides, and if you only want to see will call rides, you can click on this initiated rides. We'll go through all this detail in our training. For today, we will look at briefly the ride information. So as you can see, I click on this ride row to expand it to see the ride information. Under here, you'll be able to find the ride ID number. And if it's an A leg trip, it will say A. If it's a B leg trip, it will say B, and so on and so forth. You'll be able to see rider companions. Any special accommodations will be listed here. Level of service, appointment type, a pickup phone number and a drop-off phone number of the locations, and the pickup time of that ride. Over here, you will also see the map of the pickup and drop-off locations. You click on this little list icon, it will show you all the ride details. This is real life information. So as your driver's dropping off a member, it will show in here the date and the time of when that driver is dropping off the member or picking up the member. And over here is the rider notes. Any instructions for the drivers will be displayed here. This information will also be available on the driver's app. Any additional information here, and of course there's always going to be signature required. And I actually want to click on the bottom row here to show you this function. So for this function right here, request rider phone number, in case you want to contact a member, you will have to click on this request rider phone number, and you will want to put in the number that you will be dialing from, and then you click to submit, and the system will generate a phone number for the member and the code, and you can use this phone number to call them. And the reason why we ask you to request the rider contact number is so that we can mask your number, and so the rider would not be able to see your number, your real phone number, when you call them. And that the rider contact number as well as the code that the system generated will stay valid for 30 minutes before the trip, and it will actually stay on here for the entirety of the trip if the trip has already been started. If the 30 minutes run out and the trip has not started, then you can always request another rider phone number. In here as well, you can assign driver and the vehicle. I simply select and click Save. Now I want to call your attention to this link button right here. This is actually where you can link your drivers to a vehicle in the event that that driver is always driving that one vehicle every day. And if you do that, it will save you time. So when you assign the trip, for example, when you assign this trip, you can just simply click on that driver and it will automatically populate the vehicle in which that person is driving. So it saves you time. And you simply want to hit save. In the event that you want to reject a ride, you can click on this More Actions. And in here, you'll be able to reject ride, cancel ride, contact us, and this is a new function that we will have rolling out in 2021, edit pickup time. For reject ride, if for whatever reason that you want to reject this ride and you want it to be rerouted to someone else, you can simply click on this reject ride. Now if the time is too close to the ride date, we want you to contact us directly instead of using this reject ride. And in fact, you cannot use this button because it will be rated out, and you want to contact us directly. If a member calls you to cancel that ride, you can simply click on cancel ride and it will move to the past queue. You can click on contact us here. if you need to contact us. Okay. So let's take a look into this download button right here. So if you want to download a manifest of today's trip, you can always do that by clicking on this download button, and it will actually go into this files right here. And you can see the little button that's showing is downloading. Simply click on that and it'll tell you whether it's done downloading or not by showing you that line, the running line. Once it's downloaded, you simply click on this download button and it will download that file into an Excel spreadsheet for you. Okay, let's get back to network. You want to see the past rides, you can click on that past queue and you can sort by date. We don't have any past ride right now in the demo environment, but if you do have past ride and you want to download, you can simply click on that download button to get the past rides into an Excel file. And again, you would go to this file, my file, and simply click on the download button of that file to get the Excel spreadsheet. This would be useful for you to get the ride ID numbers so that you can do billing. So let's talk about billing. So we make billing quite easy for you. In this billing tab, you will see this button right here. This is where you want to upload a billing file. But before you do that, we want to make sure that you're using the right CSV template. So simply click on that and it will download the CSV template here with the ride ID and bill amount. So this is where you would enter all that ride ID from the manifest and the bill amount and save that to your computer and simply upload that file back up here and submit it. It will tell you if there's any errors. If there's any errors, you will need to resubmit with correct information. Once you've done that, you can simply go to the web portal to submit your attestation.
All right, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Circulation Drive driver app. First, you'll want to download the app from wherever you download your applications to your phone or tablet. So it's available in both the Apple iTunes App Store as well as in the Google Play Store for Android. So each driver will need to log in with a unique email address. This email address will need to be able to receive real emails, as if a driver forgets their password, they will receive a link to reset it through that email. So you'll see that link right here, forgot password. You can click on that at any time and you'll be sent a new email link to reset your password. You'll type in your password and log in. This is the home screen that you will see first. So you'll see that I have 3 rides remaining today. I have quite a few notifications up in the upper right-hand corner. The vehicle that is currently assigned to me and when my next ride is. Now, if I go ahead and click this little bell up in the right-hand corner, you'll see the notifications. It will tell me all of the rides that have either been added or removed from my manifest for that day and earlier as well. If you want to go ahead and clear all of those, you can just click Clear All Notifications, and it will remove them. And there are a couple of ways to see the rides that the driver needs to complete for the day. The first is just by clicking on this 3 rides remain today. It will bring you to your My Ride screen. You also are able to click My Rides down at the bottom at any time, and you'll be brought to this same screen. Now the rides here will appear in time order. So you'll see that we have 2 pickups and then we start a drop off. And each leg of a trip will have 2 ride cards. So what I mean by that is you'll see a purple pickup and a pink drop-off for each leg of the trip. Now, if you don't want to multi-load and you are not putting more than 1 member in a vehicle at once, you can go ahead and rearrange these cards so that you pick up and drop off the same member, and it will just appear out of time order, but you can go ahead and make any edits that you need to in your drivers. The drivers can make any edits that they need to within their day. Now, before I get started with my trips for the day, the best thing to do is go into More and check that you have the correct phone number listed under your name so that you know that when you try to contact a member, you'll be able to do so. The other thing you'll want to check are your location services. And this is because this is what will allow us to capture those GPS and timestamps so that we can make sure that the member is receiving the correct service. So let's go ahead and start a pickup. So this first screen you'll see is the trip summary. You'll see some options to call the rider, to go to navigation, or to call dispatch. You'll also see all of the information that you'll need on the ride. Before you make any action, you can get a nice snapshot of that trip. So when you're on your way to the pickup location, you'll want to go ahead and click Start Pickup. Now, the reason that you're waiting until you're on your way to that pickup location is because when you click that Start Pickup, a notification will be sent to the member in the form of either a text message or a phone call that will give them an estimated time of arrival and the expected driver and vehicle of who to look out for. So you can imagine it's not super helpful to receive an I'm on my way notification when that driver is in their driveway. Now, if you need to navigate to the pickup location, you can go ahead and click Navigate, and it will pre-populate your current location and the pickup location. It will bring you to the default Maps application on your phone, and so that can be whichever one your drivers prefer to use. It's perfectly okay for them to use. Once you've arrived at the pickup, you'll click Arrive Pickup, and you'll see two options, either Cancel Ride or Load Rider. Now, if you're unable to call, or if you're unable to find the member, and you do need to cancel the ride, you can go ahead and do so from the app. You can choose either Cancel at Door or Rider No-Show. Now, if I go and try to click No-Show, it's going to say, hey, you haven't been there 15 minutes, and you cannot yet mark this ride as a no-show. If it's a Cancel at the Door, you'll select that, and then you'll select the cancellation reason. These are the same cancellation reasons that you see today. I always recommend adding more detail, who you spoke to, what time, any other information, so that if there's ever a complaint, we have the information that we need to resolve it and show that you were in the right. So for our purposes here, we're going to go ahead and load rider. And this is where we'll capture that signature. So I know a lot of us during COVID are not capturing signature. We're doing date of birth. We'll confirm. And then you'll see two options again, either go to drop off or complete pickup. Now, if you click complete pickup, it will bring you back to that My Ride screen, and you'll see the next ride that you have in that driver's schedule for the day. If you click go to drop off, it will bring you directly to that drop off card, and you can start the drop off and the rider will be in transit. Now, at any point during a ride, if you go back to your home screen, you'll see if there are any riders still in your vehicle. It's very obvious, so the app tries to make sure that you are not making mistakes, or at least it tries to do so. So we'll go back to this drop off and we'll complete it. And when the member is out of the vehicle, we'll complete the drop off. You'll get a notification confirming that Neil's pickup and drop off were complete. Now, at any point throughout the day, if you are assigning a new ride to a driver, you're going to see this notification, new ride added. We can go to notification and see it. And it will come up in that little notification. Now, as we scroll through the trips for today, we're going to see another ride added to our queue. and you'll see it's blue. That's a will call, and those will always remain blue. The little time will say TBD, and as soon as that member is ready to be picked up, that time will be updated and you'll receive another notification to tell you. So let's go ahead and complete Buzz's ride. And if this time we want to add another rider, let's click complete pickup this time. And you'll see that Buzz is in the vehicle, the drop-off would be next, but we're actually going to complete this pickup instead first. Now we're at Sally's and we've arrived and we can't find her. So we have the option to call the rider through the app. When you click call rider, it's going to warn you. This might take a few moments. You'll hear a prompt, just hold on and you'll be connected to the rider. Now this is because we use a software that masks the phone number from the driver to the rider. So the rider will never see the driver's true phone number and vice versa. The driver will never see the member's true phone number either. However, at any point throughout the ride, they can click that call rider button and they'll be connected to that member. Now let's have Sally in the car. And now if we go back to My Rides, you'll see, okay, the pickup was complete. And then you see that we have 2 drop-offs that need to happen next. So then we can go ahead and we can complete these drop-offs. Again, if you need to navigate, it will populate your location with the drop-off location. Now we see that Buzz's return trip is a will call. So if I initiate the trip as a member, you'll see that notification. You'll also notice that it remains blue, the trip card remains blue. However, a new time is populated, it no longer says TBD. This pickup time is the latest possible time within that member's plan that you can get there and still be considered on time. Now, say you are interested in seeing the past rides that you as a driver have completed. You're able to go into this task queue and see rides. It will default for the past week. However, you are able to edit the dates by clicking on the little date editor. And then you can select up to 2 weeks in the past that you're able to see the rides. If you do need to see additional rides, they're always available within the dispatch platform, but within the driver app, you can see the past 2 weeks of the ride. If we go back to the home screen, let's go back to the My Ride screen. I want to point out one other feature. You'll see next to the date this little online button with the little blue parentheses, if you will, around it. That is telling us that we are currently online. That means that you are sending back real-time ride data to Logisticare, which fulfills that digitization requirement, right? Now, if you operate in an area with poor cellular service and you see that as offline, that's okay. We're still capturing all of those GPS coordinates along the way. You just need to complete the trips as if you're in real time as if you were online. And then the driver will just need to connect back online before logging out of the app for the day. In doing so, it uploads all of that information that's been stored within the app to Logisticare and will receive all those real-time events that were captured while offline. If you do try to log out for the day before you connect back to a network, you'll receive a warning, and it'll say you need to reconnect to a network prior to logging out. It will not let you log out before you do that. The last thing you'll do at the end of the day, if you'd like, is go ahead and log out. And that's the driver app.